Last time out in the Youth Academy Challenge save, we had just finished up losing 2-1 to Wisla Krakow and keeping our team together for the Champions League run, our first run of the Champions League phase in about 3 years. We're hoping we're going to have a good time in the competition since we had one of the hardest draws I've ever had, and I don't know how we're going to do. And that's not even talking about the fact we want to complete the League and Cup double for the very first time. So, how have we been getting on? Well, much to my shock, our first game back was a 5-0 win against Legia Warsaw. They had a horrible game, and I don't know why they were so bad. It wasn't even the fact that we were lucky either. We genuinely deserved to win this, but we were so clinical in front of goal that their keeper just couldn't keep anything out, and we had just 6 shots on target with 5 of them going in. Unbelievable stuff. So when we went to Monaco for the next game and lost by 3-1, it wasn't great. Our first half was really bad, as shown by the defensive ratings in the match. But in the second half, we decided to turn things up and actually do well. So I'm learning things as I go along in this stage of the competition that sometimes I need to actually lower my mentality from balance to maybe even go cautious or defensive. Sometimes it works. Still, our next game in the league was Nisa, where Kowalski got a brace, and he's absolutely thriving this season. I don't know why he's doing so well. Our next opponent was Wrocław, and we beat them by 5-1 in another outstanding performance in the league at home. And we're just really good at scoring goals this year, and I don't know why. And then we took on Schalke and saved the penalty inside the 3rd minute and went on to beat them by 2-1. We even had one of the more bizarre goals I've ever seen scored, and it was the goal that gave us the lead. I'm going to show you this goal right now. Christian Kimmich scored directly from a corner, and I've never seen it happen before, but I'm not complaining. A win that we absolutely did not deserve, but we got anyway because we were very clinical and a bit lucky, it must be said. We then took on Jagiellonia and beat them 3-2 after being 2-1 down at halftime. Robert Kowalski got a hat-trick, another collection of goals to his name. He's enjoying himself this season, isn't he? Motor Lublin was the next opponent, and they were our next victims really, because Robert Kowalski got a 4-goal hat-trick and he looked very good. Their defensive back line looked pathetic apart from Sumer, but apart from that, we absolutely made them pay and they just couldn't do anything against us. And then we took on Eintracht Frankfurt and beat them 2-1 in the Champions League, and we actually deserved this victory. A very good performance, and I'm delighted by this. We then took on Legia Warsaw in the Pucharski second round and beat them 3-2 on penalties, despite the fact that we missed our first penalty. And then they scored the next 2 before they missed their next 3, and we were through to the next round. And if you look at the stats for the game, we got very lucky with the fact that we scored a 119th minute equaliser. Yeah, we were very lucky to get through this game, and the fact we beat them 5-0 in the Liga this season makes this a bit more bizarre in my mind. Wisla blocks as our next opponent, and they had beaten us again, 2-1 this time. Smodder with the own goal early on, and we just couldn't cope, unfortunately for us, and for whatever reason, they keep on beating us in the league, and I wish I knew why. Christian Gregovic is actually doing quite well for them. I'm happy he's doing well, but I wish he would stop beating me in the league now. Bogan Swetzin almost beat us in the next match, but we came from behind to get a 1-1 draw. Alexander Supreme came off the bench to get us a share the spoils. And it did not feel like we deserved it at times, but we still got enough over the line. So, happy days. We then took on Man City and were absolutely destroyed in the first half. I changed something again, and we did better, but we still lost the half by 0 to lose 3-0 overall. But last time we took on Man City, we were beating 4-0, so I guess that's an improvement. Also, the fact that it's my former player Michal Jaros playing for them in centre-back kind of hurts a little bit, but at the same time, I can't help but be proud of him, that he's done so well, that he's actually someone that they cannot afford to sell. And I think he's in the Premier League Media Dream 11, which makes it even more impressive to me that we've produced someone this good, even if I hated him at first. The fact he's no longer inconsistent as well is actually incredible to me. Still, after being destroyed by Man City, we destroyed Krakow by 4-0 to get our revenge. We were 3-0 inside 60 minutes. Simon Smollett got 2 goals and 2 assists. It was his game, and he showed why he's so good. Gornik Swaze was our next opponent, and they missed a penalty, and a minute later, we scored the opening goal thanks to Kowalski, and then Simon Smolik scored a penalty himself. So Novak was the best player in the pitch today, and we just did ourselves justice and made sure we got all 3 points. We then took on Porto in the Champions League and ended up drawing 1-1 despite the fact that we were behind inside the first minute. Simon Smolik getting the equaliser. I thought we could bounce on and actually get a win here, but we didn't, so a share of spoils is still okay. I just wish we could actually beat Porto, I really do. MacLeod was our next opponent in the league and we drew 1-1. We considered a penalty inside the 5th minute of the match, but Robert Kowalski scored a 19th minute equaliser, and unfortunately enough, after that, nothing happened. We even had the same XG for the same number of shots. We just had 1 less shot on target than they did, but it is what it is, unfortunately enough. Arkadini was our next opponent in the 3rd round of the Puchapalski, and we beat them by 1-0, but honestly the scoreline should have been a bigger margin, and we were very lucky that they didn't get a goal with their only shot on target, but that's just how I view things these days. At least we won. Our next opponent was Popeskisia Bielska Biela, and we beat them by 0-0 to ensure that we got another 3 points, and honestly, I again am very happy that their only shot on target was not something that found the back of the net. But we did ourselves justice and we got ourselves all 3 points, and I couldn't care less otherwise. And then we took on Benfica, and should I feel happy that we got a point, or do I feel annoyed that we didn't win? I don't know. I feel like they'll feel great that we got our only goal of the game with our only shot on target, but they equalised a minute later, so I don't know how to feel about this game. I feel like we should have won. I feel like we could have won, and maybe we should have done more, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. A point is a point. We've got 8 points in the Champions League now. Though given we've got Real Sociedad and Liverpool in the next 2 matches, we might need the win here. And then we took on Lech Poznan and lost by 0-0 because of their 15th minute penalty, and it was their only shot on target. Though we had just 1 shot on target ourselves, so really, we should have done better with our chances. It's just the name of the game, unfortunately for us, and we just didn't do ourselves justice at all. The last game we had was against Wolfsburg, and we beat them 4-0. Davidovic got a hat-trick in this game, and he was really, really good, and we deserved all 3 points. Should they have scored? Maybe. Do I care that they didn't score? Not really. But it happened, and we got all 3 points to remain top of the table. And I say remain top of the table because we actually could have finished the first half of the season before the winter break 2nd place, but we didn't. We're top, and I'm happy. Robert Kowalski has got 21 goals so far this year, and he's only played 16 times. 21 goals, 4 assists. He's having the season of his life, and it's not his best season yet. If he gets another 5 goals, it will officially be his best of the season, and I'm happy for him. But there's a few things we need to talk about. The first of which, Slas Wokov is our opponent in the quarterfinal of the Puchapalski, a tournament I want to win this year. And we're not doing so brightly in the Champions League. We're only in 24th place with 8 points to our name. Thankfully, results between teams is not the way it's sorted this year. We're having ourselves sorted out by goal difference now. And we're only behind PSG on goal difference, but we're ahead of Newcastle by single points, and given that we have Real Sociedad who are in 10th and Liverpool in 5th in the last 2 games, this is not ideal to say the least. And the thing that I really want to talk to you about is the fact that Davidovic is now officially the European Golden Boy winner. He's won it for the first time in his career. I don't know if he can get it more than once, but he won it, and I'm so happy that he has. When you look at the list of teams that have been on this list, some of the players, some of the teams are outstanding, and the fact he's officially made it onto this list, and it's the first player from Poland, the first Polish team to have a player from this list, is incredible, and I'm so happy he's made it, because Davidovic is a testament to how good our system is now, and he looks very, very good for 20 years of age. He's also got a cap for Poland now, so Frank Lampard, despite my better judgment, is actually giving my players a chance, and I'm happy for it. The day before the winter break started, my former player, who came from my first ever youth intake, has officially become the first manager to have ever graduated from my youth academy, and I'm so happy for him. Marcin Adrianczak has become the manager of Popeskin Bielska Biala, and I hate that he's gone to a team whose name I literally cannot pronounce without the help of Google Translate, and I don't know why I can't pronounce his name. One, because it's really long, and two, I just feel like it's annoying that I have to say it all the time. But he's got his first job. He lost his first game in charge 2-0, unfortunately, but he's 31. He's got a National A license. He became a reserve coach for me as soon as he retired because I realized he was actually able to be picked up. And he's now got a job a year later, and I'm so happy for him. Whether or not he'll become a success, I don't know. But this is how far we've gotten to the safe now, that someone who came from my first ever youth intake has retired and is now a manager. So who knows, maybe this is the team that will be taken over in the beta for FN24 if it ever comes out. I don't know. No, my luck, it'd be very difficult to do this now, wouldn't it? But either way, Marcin Andrusuk, very happy to see him become a manager for the first time, and maybe the first of many youth graduates to become managers for different teams around the world. Either way though, I am going to end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video, and that you will subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. I ended up going to the 31st of December because of the European Golden Boy thing. How far do you think JLABTV can take us? And where do you think Marcin Andrusuk will be in the next 5 years as a manager? I want to hear thoughts and opinions, all that down below. But anyway, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.